Have you ever felt a meaningful conversation slip through your fingers the moment you tried to grasp it? You offer a greeting, ask a simple question, and the connection just vanishes. Yet another person arrives, shares a few thoughts, and the entire room seems to lean in. What is that hidden force? It isn't charm or looks or wit. It's a quiet power in how they communicate. And today I'll give you 6 specific verbal tools and a foundational mindset inspired by ancient philosophy that will draw people to your authentic presence. No games, no pretense. Principle 1. I'd like to understand that. 4 words that can transform a superficial chat into a moment of true connection. Picture someone mentions they're studying architecture, the common instinct to pivot the story toward yourself. Oh, my cousin's an architect, or I've always loved old buildings. The spotlight shifts and the chance for depth is gone. Now, imagine you reply, I'd like to understand that. Then you offer your full attention. You listen to comprehend, not to craft your next comment. This is the heart of true dialogue. Most people are waiting their whole lives to meet someone who genuinely seeks to understand them. When they find that person, they remember. Listening is an act of giving, where your silence is the gift. Principle 2. I'm not sure. A simple admission that very few have the courage to make. When faced with a question outside your knowledge, the temptation is to deflect, to bluff, to offer a vague platitude, but insincerity has a sound, a hollow ring that erodes trust instantly. Now, envision someone who can state calmly and clearly, I'm not sure. That honesty is magnetic. It signals a mind secure enough to acknowledge its own edges. The philosopher Socrates built his entire method on this foundation of acknowledged ignorance. It is the starting point of true wisdom. When you are comfortable admitting what you don't know, people become far more inclined to trust what you do say. Principle 3. That must be difficult. When someone shares a struggle, a loss, a stress, a fear, our reflex is often to repair. We leap to solutions, here's what you should do, or the same thing happened to me. However well-intentioned, this can feel like dismissal. Instead, try affirming their experience. That must be difficult. You aren't minimizing their pain or rushing to fix it. You are acknowledging its weight. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to be lenient toward others and rigorous with himself. Offering this kind of gentle validation creates a space where people feel seen, not solved. Healing often begins not with advice, but with the simple, powerful feeling of being heard. Principle 4. The strength found in quiet. This is perhaps the most challenging skill to master. For many, a pause in discussion sparks anxiety. We rush to fill the void with chatter, jokes, anything to avoid the quiet. We misinterpret silence as emptiness or failure. But consider someone at ease with it. They speak less frequently in a group, so when they do choose to speak, others instinctively pay attention. Their prior quiet signals that their words have been considered, that they carry intention. The Roman thinker Seneca observed that quiet is a lesson learned from life's trials. Those who befriend silence discover it is not empty, it is full of potential and focus. When you stop fleeing from quiet moments, you begin to hear more, think more clearly, and speak with undeniable substance. Principle 5. I value the person you are. This goes far beyond a transactional thank you. While thank you recognizes an action, appreciating someone's character recognizes their essence. It communicates, I see the qualities you embody. Use this phrase thoughtfully when you witness someone's integrity, kindness, or courage. Marcus Aurelius began his days by reflecting on the virtues of those around him, not their utility. This practice nourishes our own character. In a world obsessed with output, being someone who recognizes the inherent worth in others is a quiet revolution. It forges bonds that mere transactions never could. Principle 6. I cannot. The single most liberating word, and often the hardest to say. Requests for your time, energy, and focus constantly arrive. We often say yes out of obligation, habit, or fear, sacrificing our own priorities in the process. But every yes to something unimportant is a silent no to what truly matters: your peace, your purpose, your growth. Observe someone who has learned to decline with clarity. They consider, and if the answer is no, they say so respectfully, without lengthy justification. This clarity earns deep respect. When your no is genuine, your yes gains immense power. Boundaries don't isolate you, they act as a filter, attracting those who value your true self. These 6 approaches, curiosity, honesty, empathy, quiet appreciation, and clarity, are not mere social tactics, they are outward expressions of an inner philosophy. They demand no performance, only presence. Be open enough to seek understanding, grounded enough to admit uncertainty, kind enough to validate struggle, centered enough to embrace quiet, observant enough to appreciate character, and strong enough to guard your spirit. The ancient philosophers knew true attraction isn't about adding more to your persona. It's about stripping away the noise, the need to impress, the fear of being overlooked. When you cease performing, people finally start to perceive not just your words, but the person speaking them. Your presence becomes your most compelling language. If this perspective reshaped how you think about interaction, let me know below. Which of these 6 ideas will you bring into your conversations tomorrow? And if you're committed to cultivating a more focused, resilient, and present mind, please like this video and subscribe to Mindshift Philosophy. We explore how timeless wisdom can help you build a life of intention, one thought at a time.